Hola, buenos días.
Buenas tardes, buenas noches.
This is Barb.
And this is Estela.
And welcome to
Cafecito
and Crime. So, Happy New Year. And tarde, pero seguro, way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took us a little bit longer. I'm so sorry about that. But I don't know, it's been just a hard few days for me. It's been really hard few days for me. Because I've been I set my goals and I've been trying to do all of that goal, be on time to work
New
and
year,
shit.
new me.
Yeah, New Year, new me. So
No, better you.
Better me. So then ahora me levanté tarde. But technically it wasn't really my fault because something big happened in crime last night. So then this morning I went and I was looking at the stuff. So me tardé en arreglarme. So technically it wasn't my fault. I get to work right. Me estaban esperando porque había una meeting. Porque right now, because it's the beginning of the year, patients and all that shit. Yeah. So they're waiting for me or whatever. And I'm like, well, no, not technically waiting for me. They were just like waiting for me to get there so we can start the meeting. Like the meeting wasn't started. We started once I got there.
So waiting for you.
Not really waiting. Like they weren't like, let's wait for Barbara. Everybody was doing their own thing. Pero ya llegué yo and then we started the meeting. So en primer lugar, llegué con I never have my lunch llego en la pinche lunch in a Walmart bag.
Where's your lunch bag?
That was late. So... Mind you.
Okay.
Yeah. Llegué con el lunch en la Walmart bag. Literally, eché nada más todo en like your own, like, you know how I usually put everything in little containers?
Yeah.
No, nomás me llevé el pinche bottles of everything is just in there. Y llegué, y ya I was going to be at the front desk today. So then they put me in the back or whatever, and we started talking about what patients we have today. And at one point, one of my coworkers and we had prepared for the day yesterday, so for today. And so at one point, I go over and I help her, me dio un papel or something. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, we finished the meeting. Yeah, we break. I went up to the front, me senté. And my coworker, which will remain nameless, she goes and she's like, hey. And I'm like, yeah? Your pants are on inside out. So my scrub pants were inside out. Yeah. And not even like, okay, pues más o menos se miraba que they were, no, like the tag was flying out. So then I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, puras pinches fallas. So then I tell my coworker friend, I'm like, dude, ¿por qué no me dijiste antes? She's like, no, when you got up to go talk to the other persons, when I saw,
right.
And the only reason I noticed was because the tag, she's like, and I thought the tag was just like out of your pants. I didn't know
it was
that they were on inside out.
Inside out.
So that's how my day started today. Inside out pants. Yeah. So that's the kind of 3-4 days of the new year I've had. Se me quebró el phone. Puras pinches fallas.
I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, at this point, don't say anything. Just let it happen.
I mean, go to sleep early, take some melatonin, I think. I don't know.
No, it's because the problem wasn't getting up. The problem was that
you were in a rush.
Crime news happened, and I needed to get to the crime news.
No, I mean...
Yeah, it needed to happen.
A new year, new you, accept accountability.
No, I do accept accountability that I was watching the news. Watching the news.
Wait, duérmete temprano. Nomás duérmete temprano.
No puedo dormir temprano because I was watching the news last night.
You never watch the news.
I watched the TikToks.
Yeah.
The TikToks is where it's at. I was watching the whole Cat Williams thing. Like, that was some crazy ass shit, bro.
Yeah.
That was crazy. So I was watching that. And then it was just, yeah. But anyway, so today's episode is going to be, we've had an episode like this before. And I think it was good. We're basically going to just talk about, crimes that we've been listening to or that we've heard of or things that we kind of wanted to discuss a little. So if you would like to join us today on the episode of Current Crime Stories, then grab your cafecitos.
And let's get started.
So I wanted to mention, which this case is so crazy that I was just like, I fell into it. There was a young man. I don't remember where the hell it was. That's why I brought my computer, because I don't remember. But the young man, I don't know if you heard it.
No.
He was which all I said was a young man. So he was actually getting stopped by the cops. And the cop was kind of like racially profiling him y lo estaba tratando mal. Y luego the cop had a heart attack.
As he was doing that?
As he was doing this. Like, he was mistreating the guy, being really mean to him, like, diciéndole cosas. He has a heart attack.
Karma had time that day. She was like, oh, right now? Right now. Okay, let's do it right now.
We're going to do it right now. Y luego, ¿qué crees que pasa? They take him to jail.
Because, why?
Because he had a heart attack.
¿Y pensaron que le hizo algo o qué?
El policía, I don't know. And here's the thing. El muchacho, he's not Mexican. He's not like Latin where they speak Spanish. He's Mayan. So he doesn't even know how to speak Spanish or English.
Yeah.
So they don't know if maybe...
How to communicate with him?
How to communicate, yeah.
Yeah.
So what the story said was that they didn't know how to make him understand that something was wrong.
Yeah.
And he's like, first of all, I don't think he did anything wrong personally.
I mean, he was of course not.
I mean, he was literally being harassed by this guy.
Yeah.
Right? And his name is Virgilio. And he's from Guatemala, and he's an immigrant.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the only crime he's committed. He came into the country illegally. Pero además de eso, like, I mean, the guy had a heart attack. Like, he was attacking him. So now what they're trying to do, which I don't know if this is fair or not, trying to teach him how to speak English so that he can understand what he did.
This can't be real.
I'm not lying.
No, obviously, I know you're not lying.
I'm not lying. I'm telling you. It's right here. Virgilio de Guatemala. Look him up. I'm looking him up right now. And I want to know the city. But yeah, they were like, basically what they said is that he couldn't stand trial because he didn't understand what they were saying to him.
Barbie, that he's not the first person that's happened to. They always have an interpreter in your ear that's telling you everything that the judge is...
he doesn't speak English or Spanish. He speaks Mayan dialect.
I understand, but there's people he's not the only person in the world that speaks that language.
I don't know, but maybe there's nobody here. I don't know. Oh, actually, you know what it was? It was in Florida. So the New York Post said, teen migrant charged after Florida deputy has fatal heart attack amid struggle.
Teen.
He's only 18 years old. And he's actually facing murder charges.
This is, I mean, it is Florida, but...
And he's a farm worker.
I know.
Like, I don't know. I mean, like you said, maybe they could get someone down here to help him understand. But I don't know if maybe it was like a barrier que no le entendía lo que le estaba diciendo el cop.
But obviously, if the cop had a heart attack, is he alive or?
No, he died.
Oh, he died. Mm-hmm. But obviously, I mean, the police have to do their job. If the cop died from a heart attack, that has nothing to do with Virgilio.
Let's take a quick break.
Persons of Interest is back, and it's bigger than ever.
That scream will echo in my head for many years.
Taser! 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 He's gonna shoot!
Oi! Shot fired! Shots fired, shots fired.
Stay down, you got a gun on you!
He had the perfect aim.
I am absolutely stressed at that point. I have no idea where my officers are.
Persons of Interest available everywhere you get your podcasts.
I don't know, but it was in a struggle in St. Augustine, Florida. And
so there was a struggle.
There was a struggle, and his name is Virgilio Aguilar Mendez. And he was wrongfully stopped. And the encounter caused this from him having the heart attack because he was like, I guess, and he was only 17 when this happened.
When did this happen?
In May.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And so you can see there's a body cam, and the poor kid, he's just standing there.
Right.
Like, he's no idea what this, probably doesn't understand what he's saying, Estela.
Yeah.
Like, just going off on him, and this is the deputy.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I just don't know. All he said was like, hey, what are you doing on this property? You're trespassing? And then it just went bad from there. So his limited English is giving them a hard time. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up. I don't know if anybody's heard of this, or what do you think about this case?
I had not heard of it.
Yeah, apparently it's a big deal because they're like...
I mean, I hope so, because he shouldn't be in jail.
I mean, maybe they could send him back. I mean, like I said, he is here illegally. Okay, yeah, I understand that. Pero to charge him with murder? Like, this guy had a heart attack Like it wasn't like his arteries were all clogged or something. Like it has nothing to do
With what?
with what was going on.
Yeah, no, something's not right, obviously.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That shit's crazy. I honestly hadn't. Well, I'm not on the TikTok, so I wouldn't know. Si tú no me dices, I wouldn't know. So.
Well, I saw it on the TikTok. Then after that, I did look it up, and then that's when I found out more information about it. I honestly thought, I was like, what the fuck? Like
It is Florida. But I mean, a law or I think a bill was going to go into effect, or I don't know if it already did here in Texas about that. Police will be able to stop you just on suspicion that you look or might be here illegally.
Dude,
with no reason.
Straight up.
Just because you look like it.
That is so scary because, I mean, personally, I know a lot of my family members, they just look like you just look, like literally you look Mexican.
Yeah.
And they're going to stop you. Te van a,
they're going to ask you for
ask
it
you
to see if you know.
It's like, for example, it's like if they stop my mother-in-law.
Yeah. Or
my father-in-law.
Or they hear you talking Spanish or something like that. They can just stop you or whatever.
That is so unreal.
Unwell.
That's just so unreal to me.
People
I thought
are not okay.
No, I just thought that we were never going to get to that point.
It's like you're going backwards.
Yes. Like we should be getting
It's like
better.
Florida and Texas are going backwards.
I don't know. I really don't know what they're going to do. Pero sabes que that is scary because it's like, I think like all the time, my whole group of people is my nephews, my in-laws, my brother-in-laws. And it's like, bro, like just my husband, like just because he has a haircut a certain way, they're going to stop him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just because he cuts his hair off or because he has a fade or whatever.
Yeah.
My nephews too. Like, I don't know about that, sir.
Sorry if you hear Barbie's chair.
Yeah. Oh,
we need new ones.
Oh, sorry. No, these are the new chairs. La acabamos de ordenar.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's been crazy. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or why they were questioning him because he is darker
But
skin.
if you said there was a tussle, so.
Yes, there was a tussle. Y le preguntaba cosas. The cop was asking him things like, what are you doing here or whatever. Y el muchacho pues nada más se le quedaba viendo like, I don't know if maybe that was also another part of the of what happened que a lo mejor no le entendía.
Pues obviously no le entendía. You just said he
like
speaks
in one of our
English.
cases of Yoshi, remember Yoshi, and that he got shot.
Yeah,
and it was because
language barrier.
The language barrier, like he was saying,
not even porque I think he was raising his hand, or something like that.
Yeah, he was raising his hands como que estaba excited, y el señor pensó, he told him to freeze.
Yeah,
so in his mind, freeze didn't really mean like stop.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe that's what happened to him. I don't know. Pero el pobre now, he's sitting in jail in a foreign country. No entienden lo que está pasando. And they're charging him with something he doesn't even, like, you imagine, like, just standing there watching this cop fall y no sabes ni qué onda?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I can't. I would die. See, that's why those type of things don't happen to me because that would be the end of me.
Yeah, it's true. Like, you wouldn't be able to make it in jail, bro.
No.
Be like, what do you mean I have to stay here? Like, I can't do something. What do you mean I can't shower and let my hair air dry? Yeah, but that's crazy. Right now, there's a lot of crime stuff going on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I guess because, I saw another TikTok también, yo con mi TikTok, but que like a lot of cases were solved in 2023. Like, that is so awesome. A lot of cold cases that were solved. So I think that's good, right? I mean, time is ticking along.
But I mean, I think with time, obviously, technology advancements, all that helps cases that a lo mejor back then they couldn't solve.
Parece que también el case de la mamá de Magic Johnson, su mamá la habían matado la habían dejado tirada en un park, and it was a cold case, and they finally found the killer.
Wow.
Obviously, the killer is dead now, but hey.
You got a name?
They got a name, yeah. That was a good one that they closed. And oh my God, they're going to have a Hulu fucking special de los papás de Casey Anthony.
Yeah, I think they were being interviewed, right?
Bro, I saw the little like clip or whatever. Eso lo miré en YouTube, yo creo. O no me acuerdo dónde. Y el papá estaba todo enojado porque le estaban haciendo preguntas. Y luego le pusieron a lie detector test y la señora estaba llorando. And I was like, at first I had no idea who they were. But then I read on the like whatever, and I guess because they're asking him if they knew that she had killed the baby and she concealed her.
I mean, I feel like all of this has already been asked, but I guess not in a lie detector setting. Pero ellos también se prestan, so, I mean.
Yeah. Y luego salió la Gypsy Rose.
Yeah.
Which that right there, We just did our case on the baby girl, Olivia. Pero we did Gypsy Rose. So if for anyone that
we didn't do Gypsy Rose,
we have not done Gypsy Rose because I just feel like she has like a show on Hulu. She has like a whole bunch of like docuseries about her. So I was like, you know what? I want to give a chance to someone that didn't have all of these things. So that's why I did Olivia. But I don't know how I feel about that. Like that they let her out. Like I know everybody's like happy for her. And okay, I get it. And I was actually discussing this with my husband last night because él me dice que it's good that she came out. And I'm like, I don't know. Because now that guy is in there that she convinced to kill her mom. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. How do you feel?
I mean, she served her time. She served 85% of her sentence.
It was 8 years. Mm-hmm. So, you're right. She did serve her time. The fact that she's young, but, I'm just like, damn, this guy is there and she's the one that told her to kill the mom.
Yeah, but I think it's not that easy, obviously. It's not that...
Right.
And a lot of people think, oh, well, she manipulated him or convinced him, right? Y también que estaba diciendo, like, he wasn't, like, fully mentally 100%.
Stable.
Yes. Yeah. And, but... you gotta, I don't want to say understand, but see where she was 23 when this happened. So from when she was 23 years going through this shit, how do you...
My husband said the same thing. He's like, how is she going to get out of that torment?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm thinking in my head, pues se va. She could just leave. But he's all like, yeah,
it's not that easy.
It's not that easy because ella pensaba que estaba enferma.
And she thought that yeah, exactly.
So if anybody that... I'm sorry.
Okay, because she had left, y su mamá la fue a buscar.
Yeah.
So
she pensaba que su mamá era su best friend.
It's the psychology in that. I'm sure it's out of this world. I can't even begin to compute. Beep, boop, pop. Pero I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like, honestly, yes, you're right. It's like the mental state of all of that. But for anybody that doesn't know who Gypsy Rose is, I'm pretty sure, have you seen her on the news and stuff? But it's the young woman that her mom manipulated her into thinking that she was younger, and she had all these illnesses because she had
12 surgeries.
12 surgeries
that she didn't need.
Like my husband said, what if it would have turned out that she died instead of her mom died?
Olivia died.
Olivia died, exactly,
and she was 7.
And she was 7. Like how? But everybody believed her mom and stuff. So anyway, I don't know. But now she's out and she's married. Mm-hmm. So the guy that she married, I don't know if you saw, a lot of people are comparing them. I saw this on Instagram this time. Y se parece a la mom.
I didn't see that, but...
just because he's a bigger man, I guess, and because he's a light-skinned man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pero they're saying que se parece.
What do you think?
I think he kind of does. She kind of looks like him a little bit. And then she feels bad for what she did. She said she does feel bad. And she's going to have her own, series and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure she has a book deal. And
a book deal.
So
it's something about
a documentary, too.
A docu and, like, a whole bunch of other stuff que she's going to come out with. And I was like, what the hell? But, yeah, that was another one that, like, just a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Recently,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I know we're literally just talking about this before we started recording. I was like, wait, hold up. So now we're gonna, you have been hearing about it and I have too, about Savannah Soto. Now, I don't know if this story's big nationwide or just here in Texas because it happened here in San Antonio, Mm-hmm. So to us, it's like all over the news, but we don't know if nationally it's all over the news for everybody.
Tienes razón. No, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, but according to the San Antonio Express News, a clear alert, which stands for Coordinated Law Enforcement Adult Rescue, was issued for 18-year-old Savannah Soto on Christmas Day. And it stated that she was believed to be in imminent danger. This came after Savannah failed to check in at Stone Oak Methodist Hospital at 6:30 in the morning on December 23rd to be induced. Because she was 9 months pregnant. She wasn't answering her phone, and neither was her 22-year-old boyfriend, Matthew Guerra. So her mom, Gloria Cordova, posted a message to Facebook that evening, stated that pretty much what I just said, and that she, didn't make it to the hospital to be induced. And if anyone had seen her, to let her know, because she was worried about her safety and because she was with her no good boyfriend. And she added at the end, prayer for my baby girl. And I don't know if she saw the photo.
Yeah, I saw it. It was like everywhere. I actually saw it cuando it first came out that they were looking for her.
Yeah.
I mean, it was everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it was everywhere. And like, I was like, oh my God, pobrecita. Like,
everybody was like, are they going to find her? Like, what happened to it, right?
I honestly thought que la muchacha, maybe she had the baby somewhere else because, I mean, she was about to give birth.
Induced, literally.
Induced. Like, she's 9 months pregnant. The baby is like...
he's coming now.
He's coming now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh my God, the baby se va a venir. A lo mejor se vino antes and she can't find a phone. Like, I literally, whenever that came out, because, as you said, it wasn't national. It was more like local. And since we are in Houston,
we get those notifications.
Yeah. Y yo también, I'm like, oh my gosh, ¿qué le pasaría a la muchacha?
Yeah. And it's crazy because I remember, when did I see it? I think I saw it that weekend of Christmas, that weekend. Yeah. I think it came out like that Saturday or that Sunday.
It was that
the
Saturday?
notification.
Yeah. Because I remember my husband and I were always like, he likes to like say, hey, did you see about this guy or did you see? And so he told me. I remember him telling me, hey, did you see about this girl that was? And I was like, yeah, I did see it. We listened to I like I said once again TikTok. Y salió en a TikTok. De ella que estaba missing.
So Savannah had last been seen on Friday, December 22nd at around 2 p.m. at her and Matthew's apartment complex in the 6,000 block of Grissom Road in Leon Valley in San Antonio. And she was reported being seen in a gray Kia Optima that belonged to Matthew. Now, I believe they must have stopped hearing or they couldn't reach her that Friday, because families requested the police to do a welfare check that day.
To the apartment.
Okay. Yeah. And police said that they went and they saw nothing of concern. It didn't look like somebody had broken in or anything like that. And after they didn't, and maybe they just thought, okay, maybe they're not answering now, but she's going to be induced tomorrow. A lo mejor, we'll just catch her tomorrow for whatever reason.
I thought maybe because she was going to show up at the hospital.
Yeah, she was supposed to.
I mean, dude, like you start, even if it's not a day, but like if the baby's coming, even if you're late and you're going to get induced, como que los dolores.
Yeah, you still go into labor.
Yeah, you still go into labor.
So after she didn't show up Saturday at the hospital, Savannah and Matthew were reported missing Saturday night by their families to the Leon Valley police. So that weekend, instead of getting ready to celebrate Christmas, like, most of us, Savannah's family spent their time looking for her and putting up missing posters of the teenager in the area where she was last seen. So on Tuesday, December 26th, a friend of Savannah's family contacted them and let them know that they saw what they believed was Matthew's car at a location. So shortly after 4 p.m., the Leon Valley police discovered 2 deceased bodies inside the gray Kia Optima. They were believed to be the bodies of Savannah and Matthew, but, they weren't immediately identified. You have to wait for the ME to do that.
Forensics and stuff like that.
Yeah. The vehicle was parked at medical apartments in the 5900 block of Danny K Drive in Northwest San Antonio. And it was about 3 miles from where Savannah was last seen. And the bodies had been in the car for 3 to 4 days up to that point. So according to the affidavit, a deceased pregnant female was found in the front seat of the car with a gunshot wound to her head. And a deceased male was in the back seat with a gunshot wound to the head. So the pistol or the pistola was like literally to the head. Yeah. So I'm sorry. I don't know if you have information about this, but his cousin came out on TikTok y dijo su cousin que at first everybody thought that they were just hurt. Because they looked like they were like just hurt. And so then immediately they called the ambulance because they were like, pero no abrieron las puertas ni nada. They didn't get closed. They just saw that they were, como quien dice, were in there. Y luego they called because they were like, oh, we found her. She's really hurt. Yeah. Pero she wasn't moving. Right. Yeah. Neither of them were. So also they said, okay, well, how did they find them? Well, they're saying that, you're going to talk about how they found him. I'm pretty sure that he was in the back seat and she was in the front seat. Yeah. Yeah. So the thing is, whenever they talk about that, the guy, the cousin says, I mean, they're
originally the whole thing was that they were hurt. They
Right.
were not
They
deceased.
didn't think that they were deceased.
Y luego after when they opened the doors when they found out that they were deceased.
Yeah. He also had drag marks on his back. And it is believed that they were killed elsewhere. And then, the car was taken or driven to wherever they were found. Now, the medical examiner will determine the manner of death for both as homicide a couple of days later. And at the crime scene where they found the car, there was no weapon found inside the vehicle. I believe there were some shell casings, and I believe they found one of the phones. I don't know de quién era. I'm assuming. Okay.
They said this morning in the news, the cop. That's where I was late to work. The cop I guess like the investigator came out and he said that the reason that they had information was because they found Savannah's phone.
Yeah.
And like I guess they saw the location, I guess.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about that right now. So on Thursday, December 28th, the San Antonio Police Department released a surveillance video of two people of interest, or two persons of interest, who were seen on December 21st, close to midnight. Literally, it was 11:59 at the apartment complex where the Kia Optima was found. They were in a gray Chevy Silverado driving with the headlights off. And in the video, you can see the Chevy, it's parked sideways, pero like against a fence. But he was parked sideways.
Is this the where cuando sale el papá?
Yes. In the video, you can see the Chevy. It was parked sideways next to a fence. And then the Kia just pulls up next to it. And a heavy-set man se baja de la truck.
It wasn't a heavy set. Estaba bien panzón.
Heavy-set, por eso.
No, y yo cuando tú ves el video, porque yo, obviously, I watched the video because I'm like...
Everybody watched the video.
Everybody watched the video.
Yeah.
And then, for some reason, I'm like, dude, why isn't the camera better?
Yeah.
Like, me da coraje.
Can y'all zoom in?
Because I'm like, can y'all make the camera better? No se ve nada, nada más se mira literally la shirt del señor.
I mean, you can see it. You can see somebody gets off the car.
Porque he's wearing a white shirt.
Yeah.
Pero if he wasn't wearing a white shirt, no hubieras visto nada.
Yeah. And then because the car is dark.
The car is dark, yeah. Uh-huh.
And then a heavy-set man gets out of the Chevy and walks literally 2 steps to the Kia because they're like right next to each other.
Because they were like, I don't know if anybody saw the video, pero one was headed like facing north, and the other one the Kia was headed facing south.
Yeah, so they were like pulled up next to each other.
Exactly.
It's like you're coming and going.
Yeah, coming and going. Y allí es cuando se baja el señor que está un poco pasado de peso.
Now, so like I said, he walked up to the Kia, and then the Kia's driver's side opens. So the Kia opens, and then so el señor está parado there talking to whoever's there, and then he gets back into his truck and he grabbed a towel, and then he kind of wiped down where he touched the door of the driver's side on the Kia. So then the driver of the Kia, porque eso no se ve nada, mi madre, se ve lo que the driver of the Kia. A little bit.
Se ve el pelo. Because they thought it was a girl.
Oh, see, I couldn't see shit, and I was like zooming in and shit, and I could not see.
No, sí se mira, porque mi husband was like, dude, the person who was in the drive tiene pelo largo.
Yeah.
Y el muchacho que later comes out to be the killer, his hair is long. And so they were like, dude, I think that guy was with the woman. Now they're also saying que alguien le avienta la toalla al señor de atrás. So they're saying that they think someone was in the back seat con el señor.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it could happen. I mean, somebody was probably like, yo me voy contigo, whatever.
Yeah.
Probably his mom, I don't know. Pero sí se ve el pelo del muchacho.
Yeah, the driver of the Kia then gets out momentarily and then sits back down in the driver's seat. And then the man gets back in the truck, and then it drives off one way, and then the Kia drives out the other way. But then it actually turned out that the Chevy ended up just following the Kia to where they dumped the car where it was found. And then the truck is just seen exiting, and the Kia stayed behind. So on January 3rd, it was discovered that whoever's phone was found inside the car, Savannah's, had searched a street called Charlie Chan Drive on December 21st, which is, when they last saw Matthew and Savannah. And that street was a couple of blocks away from where the Kia was found. The phone also pinged near Charlie Chan and across street, Cary Grant Drive at 11:50 that same night, which is on the 21st. So, the police, upon research, of the area, they were actually able to find a vehicle that matched the Silverado that was in the surveillance video. And the owner of that vehicle, they pulled them up, and it matched the heavyset man from the video that got off the truck.
No estaba heavyset, estaba panzón.
That's heavyset way.
Panzón way.
heavy set.
I don't know, but he's still...
Obviously, they were able to get the address también, and, you know, they headed to Charlie Chan Drive with the warrant.
I think that this morning, cuando dijo el officer que they had surveillance them for at least 2 days. Mm-hmm. So they had already seen them and they watched them to make sure that que ahí salía la camioneta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when police arrived at the home, Ramon Preciado, who was 53, stated that they knew why they were there, and they needed to speak with his 19-year-old son, Christopher Preciado. They were both taken into custody.
Which has long hair.
Mm-hmm. And Ramon admitted to being the driver of the Silverado and assisting his son. He also admitted to knowingly abandoning the deceased bodies of Matthew Guerra, Savannah Soto, and their unborn son, who they're going to name Fabian. Police then spoke to Christopher, and he stated that Matthew and Savannah drove to his home at Charlie Chan Drive, where Matthew was going to sell him weed. He claims that Matthew pointed a gun at him and that he maneuvered it or manipulated it away, and that's how Savannah ended up being shot. And then after that, Matthew pointed the gun at him again, y otra vez, así le hizo Chino Cha, and then he was able to move the gun away. And then that's how Matthew ended up being shot, which...
It's kind of hard to get shot in the back of your,
like contact wound. So
see,
obviously,
those had they were in the back of the ear.
Yeah,
so that's kind of hard if you're Chino Chanin.
Yeah, his obviously his version of events are inconsistent with the shotgun
Jackie
wounds
Chan and shit,
and the evidence found at the scene. Now, Christopher Preciado has been charged with capital murder, abuse of a corpse, and alter, destroy, and conceal a human corpse, and his bail is set at $2 million. Now, Ramon Preciado was charged with the abuse of a corpse and alter, destroy, and conceal a human corpse, and his bond was set at $6,000. But I think you said that he actually...
No, $600,000.
$600,000.
Yeah, but he posted bond.
He posted bond, and he's out now. But which is really sad because this is the second loss for the Soto family, because Savannah's younger brother, who was 15, had just been shot and killed in May 16th as a result of a drug robbery, according to the San Antonio Police Department.
Yeah, and they have pictures of her out there donde she's standing with the shirt of her, and she's pregnant.
She's at her baby shower. She's at a baby shower of some sort. Yeah.
So what I had now, once again, I went down the rabbit hole. So whenever the news came out, Facebook and everybody had like a find Savannah, thing or whatever. So the people that were on there kept going back and forth like, oh, I wonder what happened, whatever. So the cousin or someone found out that there was this girl that was talking mess. So they find the girl that she made a TikTok talking about Savannah and talking about her boyfriend, y que your boyfriend thought he was big shit, y que no sé qué, and that's why you were pregnant. So she said past tense. It turns out that was the boy's girlfriend. So this was way before they even found out who it was. Christopher's girlfriend. Then they find out whenever all of that happened, they started finding like, hey, what do you know, blah, blah, blah. And she just deactivated all her shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they were like, okay, so that was already kind of a clue because everybody was on those things. So things were getting lost, through translation. And then another thing that I read was that they found him without pants, acostado atrás. So they don't understand why he wasn't wearing pants. So one of the reporters in La Mañana, when I was being late to work, said que, why was he not wearing pants? And he's like, we don't know. We can't disclose that. That's what the officer said.
There's some things obviously. I'm sure that...
And not only that, but the cousin that I was talking about earlier dijo que she was at the front seat con un car seat encima. So I was telling my husband, because my husband and I were both talking about it, I was like, so what do you think happened? Because we couldn't figure out who had done it or whatever. We kind of think that we're,
investigators.
We're the first 48 and shit. So I was like, I think that someone took him out to drive the car, and then the car seat was for the baby.
Yeah, obviously because
ir a recoger el baby,
had,
right?
Like the affidavit said, he had drag marks in the back of his.
So then I'm thinking because they both got shot in the back of
the neck.
In the neck.
Yeah, well, so the ear area. And the head is his head.
And it was like you said, close contact.
His
was close contact. So the thing is, so I'm thinking in my head, lo sacó y lo acostó ahí atrás.
Well, obviously he was in the driver's seat.
Yeah, and
you
then
know?
this guy, like, that's what the cousin's like. My cousin was really tall.
Oh yeah, he's very tall. When you
He's
see,
like-
well, I was like, is she really short?
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
obviously he's really tall, but when you see them next to each other, he's like at least 2 feet taller than her.
Yeah, like he was so much taller than her. So the cousin was like, yeah, my cousin is really tall. So they couldn't understand how they had taken his pants off y luego encerrarlo ahí atrás. So the way that it was set up, it was, so whenever I heard that the car seat, that made me so sad because the
were
baby
ready.
was supposed to be in the car seat.
Yeah.
You know, the baby was supposed to be in the car
Because
seat.
they were saying that everything was ready. The mom, she was saying that the house was ready for the baby.
Yeah.
I mean, the baby was coming.
Yeah, the baby was coming.
coming.
And so another person, I think one of the reporters in the morning, le preguntó al officer, was she dilated or was there like something? And he said he couldn't discuss. They also asked him, are you going to press charges for the baby? Because, I mean, that's a human life.
Yeah, obviously, I forgot to say también that other charges are still pending, of course. So
Yeah,
because it was 3 murders.
It was 3 murders. The baby
and we're in Texas, so
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what the lady said. She was like, we're in Texas. So, like, the reporter le preguntó y le dijo, so what's going to happen? You know, because we want to find out because we're in Texas and the baby died.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was out or whatever. But yeah, that's the only thing that I heard that was kind of crazy to me was the fact that, you know, I was like, and for the family, I did hear that the parents and of both sides were kind of fighting, and everyone was like, "Don't, you know, it's not the time to fight right now."
Yeah,
and
and
obviously, the family de Savannah thought that he had something to do with it.
the family, well, that's the thing. Obviously they were both killed, but there was or had been domestic violence in the relationship, and I believe she had a restraining order against him when this took place, and obviously he was involved in narcotics, and he would post them on Facebook. I mean, not on Facebook, on Instagram that he was selling, and obviously,
unos pinches pacononas así de dinero.
he was taking pictures with like packs of money, and so I know that his family was getting blamed for a lot of this stuff, and they had to come out and say, "Dude, we had nothing to do with this." He's like, "We didn't do anything," you know, like.
I also heard that they were already going to like bury him, because they were waiting for Savannah because they want to bury the baby with Savannah. So my sister was like, so do they take yes, they do take the baby out.
Yeah.
I mean, her body automatically when you're dead. I mean, and so then for that, and then also because my sister was like, no, they had like, he was taken care of. Like he was going to, you know, he's going to get buried already because they had money. I guess Savannah's family didn't have the money to bury her or whatever. They were waiting or something like that. And so then because the mom came out saying, hey, my son did what he had to do. That's what the mom said. And obviously because of what he was doing, it caused his baby's mom to die and the baby. Not only that, but I mean, because somebody I read on a court TV or something, or I heard actually, this morning. And the guy was saying that, well, the girl, she knew that they were there for that. So she kind of was not involved, but she was aware of what was going on.
Yeah, like, but I know what you're talking about. I saw that clip of Court TV too, that she was reaping the benefits of that lifestyle that he was. Pero was she?
I mean, we don't know.
I mean, it doesn't look like, it's not like they lived in a badass fucking apartment and shit.
No.
He was driving fucking 2013 Kia Optima. So
I mean, but I mean that doesn't mean that I don't know. There's just so many I don't knows in this, but sadly we're never gonna know why he did it. Because according to that girl that I was telling you, that they had beef. Because apparently they were like fighting over some sort of I don't know what. And then she went on to call Savannah names, like call her out of her name and stuff, and say that's why you're not pregnant or something like that, and along the lines. But I mean, it was crazy. I just
that's so sad.
That is so sad.
Just families. I mean, because regardless, I mean, he still died. So or was killed. Was killed.
Yeah, and there was no absolute reason for that. Okay, I mean, there was no reason. You can't give an explanation on that one.
Yeah.
So that was crazy.
Yeah.
So let us know what you think and
Yeah.
what,
If you had heard of these
if
cases.
you had heard of these cases, or if you know of any cases that we didn't mention that are recent, you know, let us know what you think about it. And
you can follow us on Instagram at
Cafecito and Crime Pod.
You can also leave us a review, or you can download our episodes, and you can listen to us on any wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple, Pandora, you know, all the things,
all the podcasty things.
Yes.
So thank you so much for everyone's support. Happy New Year again. It's 2024, y'all.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Ya te estás poniendo vieja, güey.
Yeah. Mira, tú primas primero.
All right. Thank you. Bye.